Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about a position that I had on JDST. So as you guys can see right here, I'll show you guys right away my profits for the day. A little bit over $1,000, so $1,120. For all those that are part of Learn Plan Profit, they get to watch me trade live every single morning. That's the first link in the description. That's my private group, and they saw me trade live. I called it out yesterday in our group chat. Why is it that I saw value and stuff like that? And then kind of what led to my success in covering profits. I'm going to do a quick little recap in effort for you guys to have a better understanding on why I covered profits and where I did. And I obviously sold a little bit too early, but I sold at a decent price point that I felt comfortable with what it was that I was up, and the overall patterns that were showing. Were very consistent. So let me actually turn this down a little bit. So I hope you guys are all having an amazing Friday. So today's Friday for those that are tuning in live or watching the video today. For those that don't know who it is that I am, my name is Ricky. I have a little bit over 140,000 subscribers within my YouTube channel. I have a little bit over, I believe, 95,000 members within my free trading community of TechBud Solutions. It's the third link in the description if you like surrounding yourself, or if you're struggling to surround yourself with like-minded and motivated individuals. Be sure to click that link, the third link. It's a free Facebook group, and we also have a free private group chat that you can all be a part of. I want to give a shout out to Lupa. I want to give a shout out to Ferris. I want to give a shout out to Brad for making it all possible and keeping the TechBud Solutions community so active and so relevant, right? So this wouldn't be possible without them. Be sure to subscribe to their YouTube channels. They're the top 3 YouTube channels featured on my channel. So Vin, Brad, and Robinhood Harley. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right to it. Let's see, for those that are tuning in live, what's up? Hope you guys are all having a solid day. So let's see. What's going on, Cameron? What's going on, Jacob? What's going on, Tilo? Show us your feet. What's going on? What's going on, Diego? Boom, boom, boom. What's going on, Herman? Hope you guys are all having a pretty good day. So, as you guys can see, so kind of like what led to my success today trading JDST. Why is it that I covered at the price point that I did, and what do I expect next to happen? So that's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. So I hope you guys enjoy, and if you guys do, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. So you guys heard me break down. Okay, Google, volume 1. That's still loud. Okay, so you can see that there was a strong descending pattern that JDST was showing. Yesterday, it showed a very horizontal pattern. It started to, not sell off, just like previous patterns. Something very similar to DRIP. If you guys saw, I went live yesterday, and this is one of the top callouts that I saw value, and I actually called it out, and I talked about why is it that I took a position and stuff like that. Today, I looked at /GC to use as a reference. I saw that /GC was actively trending down below the 180-day EMA, and it continuously was getting rejected. Now, the reason that I covered my position was because this SMA line has acted as a previous resistance, which then has acted as a previous support as well. So again, old resistance levels can become new support levels, and that's exactly what we've seen within the past couple of weeks. As /GC was selling off, it made sense on why it would technically bounce here at around the 1335, 1340 area. Last time it didn't actually end up hitting all the way down to the SMA line. It ended up bouncing beforehand, so I didn't want to be greedy. So that's what led me to want to cover profits for the overall big picture for JDST. If you don't understand the correlation between JDST and /GC, then I would encourage you to do a little bit more due diligence on learning more about the correlation between futures and the correlating ETF. In the Learn Plan Profit course, we have an ETF section that explains exactly what it is and how it is that they relate with one another. So be sure to review that if you're part of the Learn Plan Profit course. But as you guys can see, we're actively trading up. We're pushing. Ended up hitting highs of about $48. It started to see a pullback, and it was at this price point that I decided to cover profits. Literally, right as I decided to cover on this green candle, I ended up covering at 47.80, and right as I covered, obviously it continued to push up and then made highs of day. I missed out on a little bit, but it made sense on why I wanted to cover. The reason why I covered here was I usually tend to have a very conservative approach when it comes down to swing trading, meaning that I don't like to be very risky. If I'm up and I see that there's any potential for a curling or a reversal pattern, then I choose to cover profits. The middle view up and the top view up, that's an indication that something is actively trending up. It broke below the EMA line, which is somewhat of a flag for me to be like, hey, I might want to revisit this to potentially cover profits. And then it started to really consolidate on this middle VWAP, building this kind of like if you guys could see here, almost this bull flag pattern with the support here and then the descending EMA. The EMA line was starting to point down. And because of that, I felt motivated to kind of get, cover my position. I was up a decent amount. It started showing me, the pattern itself started showing me why it could start reversing. And because of that, that's why I decided to cover profits. Obviously, I covered profits a little bit too soon, but, I still covered profits, right? It pushed up. I ended up pushing up about another, from where I sold, another 60 cents. So there was a missed opportunity there, but it's all part of the game. I think that would have been an extra $360, which would have been nice. But, I would much rather cover profits where it makes sense to me rather than hoping for the best to sell at the peak, right? And that's what I would encourage each and every single one of you to do as well. As you can see, it has been having a continuous sell-off. It bounced off the bottom view up and it started to push up. It looks like it might be getting rejected by that middle view up. We actually talked about, I called it out in the Learn Plan Profit group. So if we go right over here, we could see that under the trade ideas section, this is where I post. So /GC is pushing up. What I saw was /GC was no longer, trying to actively trend down anymore, right? It was really riding this bottom view up. It started to actually actively start pushing up, and it's starting to catch up with this SMA line. So it's acting as a support, and it's leading to the overall push of breaking above the middle view up. It's still actively trending down intraday, but again, it's not progressively pushing down that aggressively. So the opportunity cost to hold something like JDST just wasn't really there for me. So that's what motivated me to get rid of my position and kind of what led to my success today in trading that. So, we're still seeing /GC or JDST start to push up intraday, which makes sense. You can see that there's some type of a bull flag pattern with the middle VWAP acting as a resistance and the EMA line acting as a support as it continues to consolidate. That's great, and it has the potential to continue to push up. But again, you just have to ask yourself on the 180-day chart, you can see that one green day isn't going to confirm the overall pattern. And obviously, it does look like it's pushed up quite a bit, especially just intraday. 4 to 5% for something like JDST is pretty aggressive, right? The MACD indicator, that's not curling back down just yet. But the biggest thing on why I wanted to cover profits and not hold it over the weekend was because of this /GC pattern. I don't want to hold over the weekend, as I could see that futures can trade over the weekend, right? And as it continues to sell off, then it could potentially sell off, come and reach lows of 1330 for all I know, and that would be in favor of JDST. But because the market doesn't open until Monday again for the stock market, right? Then it could bounce and recover and be back up to like 1340 or 1350 by Monday, and that's just not a risk that I'm willing to take, especially when I'm already green on my position. So I just wanted to cover my thought process and my breakdown on why I took a position, why is it that I saw value, and why I decided to cover profits at the price point that I did. So kept it very simple today, nothing fancy, nothing crazy, and we did pretty good. So definitely not upset with my profits for the day. And it's Friday, right? So I've caught up on majority of all my direct messages. If I didn't respond to your direct message, it was obviously then too long, or it's a message, or it's a question that I'm not going to answer. So if you're asking me, hey, where should I buy? Where should I sell? That's not something that I cover. Be sure to do your own due diligence, or also be sure to do your own research by using YouTube, any search engine, Google, because there's a lot of information out there that I've already created. And if you're just wasting my time, then I just be considerate of other people's times as well, just as our admins. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. I traded TEL today. Yeah, I saw that TELL was actively trending up, right, if I'm not mistaken. TEL was one of our top callouts for this week. It's been actively and progressively moving up. The slight pullbacks that it has not been very aggressive at all. It's been holding very well above this EMA. If you guys didn't see yesterday's video, you guys can check it out. I upload videos daily. If you guys want to learn more about who it is that I am, then feel free to click this video. But as you guys can see, I upload daily about my profits, my trades, the top stocks that I'm watching, and stuff like that. So you guys can learn about me and my overall trading community. This is Brad. He does the OTC stock group, so Own the Chaos. Then Freddie, he does a crypto group, and then Robinhood, Harley, is the one that manages or uploads videos on a couple like Robinhood tips and stuff like that. Well, at least he's supposed to. So I also buy and resell cars. So you guys can feel free to check that out if you guys haven't already. But that is really just it. So what is it that I'm kind of looking forward to this week? I don't know if you guys saw, but DGAS had a pretty aggressive sell-off. I'm not too sure if you guys were able to see that. It got rejected by that resistance, just like we called out yesterday. So DGAS was actually one of my positions that I think yes, I think it was yesterday. I think you guys saw me trade live, and I covered I think it was $500 or something like that. So definitely good there. It's having a pretty solid sell-off. I'm going to want to follow up with this one because, it's approaching that support at around $28, and we have the potential for it to potentially balance at 28 and then recover. But again, it's waiting for the confirmation. And when do you know that there's a confirmation? When there's consolidation and the EMA line starts pointing up and the candles begin to follow. So again, be patient and make sure that you get an overall understanding that you have a full-on confirmation before you actually take that position. Another thing, I do want to give a shout out to all those that have been able to swing trade drip, or at least that did in the very morning. If you guys see, it pushed up to about $9. We called out $9 to be a potential resistance. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, I encouraged you to consider the idea of covering profits or cutting losses as it was pushing up. It might still get rejected by this 180-day EMA. If you guys could see here, it's done this before when it pushes up and then gets rejected by this EMA line and then continues to trend down. As we can see, there's a push up, but it's still holding below this EMA line. Just food for thought. It's still getting rejected. It's not actively trending up. Yes, it's pushing up and it's doing something a little bit different than the previous, sell-offs. But again, it's not confirming that uptrend pattern, and that's why it was so important to understand that, hey, maybe right now it's not the best time to buy or to hold, right? Especially as it's, as it's pushed up. It gave you back some of the losses that you might have experienced. All right, and then we have another one, ENPH, actively trading up. I talked about all these stocks in yesterday's video. So if you guys want to see what stocks are actively trading up and what stocks are on my watch list and what is it that I think about them, be sure to watch out yesterday's video, and that's this one. The 8 stocks trending, that was not it. The top 10 stocks that are growing step by step. So I cover everything in a step-by-step process. I do the breakdowns and all that good stuff. So what happened to HMNY? I mean, we talked about that one a while back. I personally never liked that one. I thought it was all hype, and obviously you could see that it was a strong descending pattern. So, yeah, I mean, it's irrelevant to me because I never really traded it. I never saw value in it. And again, I focus on 2 patterns, right? Ascending uptrend patterns or horizontal patterns. If you guys don't know those patterns, you guys can review the course that I have, or you guys can watch a series of YouTube videos that I talk about my favorite patterns. You guys can use the YouTube search bar. Utilize, what is it you guys can. And that has really led to my success. I talk about the patterns that I focus on, what is it that I look for, the indicators that I use, and how everything is set up. So this definitely does not meet that criteria. This definitely looks like a pump and dump, and when news was relevant, right, and then it continues to die out. So not something that I'm very attracted to. Do you invest in penny stocks? No, I don't. Not anymore. More specifically, marijuana stocks. No, I don't. Awesome. Thank you again. You're in Cron. Okay. It's showing signs of a descending pattern. It's not a good deal right now. So again, it's all about getting a good deal, right? SMA line acting as a resistance. You can see that it's trying to show signs of a break, but it's way on the overbought side. With that being said, yes, it does show signs of a potential reversal, but you holding and then this thing potentially being able to get rejected over the weekend is a risk that you're taking on. I'd much rather wait. And again, the SMA line used to be a support, which means that when the candles are below it, it's going to act as a resistance. So what can we wait for? We can take the extra step of just waiting for the break above $8 and then for the pullback to validate the SMA line as a support. And until then, I wouldn't find Cron to be a good deal right now. Let's see. There we go. Looks like JDST ended up breaking. Yep, so it's still progressively moving up, so that's good. Again, just take into consideration that it is a little bit more on the overbought side. Again, I'm very conservative, and I'm always I always like to encourage people to cover profits. That's my style of trading. If you don't like it, 100% do your own thing. It's what has led to my success and a lot of the people that I have had the ability and the blessing to mentor. So if you guys want to check out the people within the Learn Plan Profit group, these are a couple of the profits that we have had today. So this is Gus. So we've seen 1%. Okay, we have a couple of people here the past week. We try to focus on consistency, so 3 to 5% on a weekly basis. That's usually what we tend to aim for the overall group as a whole. You can see $250 profit my first week ever. No red trades, over 8% on the week. Amazing. I love that. There we go. There we go. Profit, profit, profit. Profit, 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 profit. This is actually really cool. It's like, what a great feeling. I've had trouble the past 2 weeks where I identified would have changed my mind. I love that. 4%, $200 later. I've never been more proud of myself. Yep, and that's really the beautiful thing about what it is that we do. Like once you really understand patterns, and once you like can really make sense of what it is that you're trading, then that's when the profits that you make actually make sense. Not when you get lucky, right? So and that's what it's all about. So yeah. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much done for the day. I traded my 1 day swing trade. I was gonna be looking for some short term like day trade, something that offer like 2 to 3% margins, so I can try to pull like two to like four to $600 more. But I don't want to force anything. Nothing is really like progressively no, but it's still actively trending down. It's between the middle view up and bottom view up, so I'm not too much in favor of that. We got DGAS still actively trending down. JDST is definitely pushing up, but I don't know. I already traded that one. I don't want to like push my luck. And quick little fact: I have never taken a red trade on JDST. Just food for thought. That's actually something that I realized yesterday because it said like my profits year to date on JDST, and it said that I realized that I've never taken actually a red trade. I've taken a red trade I've taken total of two red trades this entire year, and one of them was on JNUG, which is the inverse of JDST, and the other one was DRIP. How can you day trade when Robinhood messes up? Yeah, I mean that's it's a way to start, right? But obviously Robinhood is not the most advanced platform, so as long as you understand that, that's just a risk that you take on by, but it's all part of the game. I'd much rather start with like, I'd focus much more on consistency. So again, we have 3 rules. If you could focus on consistently growing your account, if you could focus on just getting the ball rolling. So many people are focused. So I understand. So today I had an over $1,000 day, and you guys can use that as motivation and something to work towards. But don't let that blind you. Don't think that this is going to be like a get-rich-quick scheme, nothing like that. It's going to take you a lot of time to get to where it is that I am, right? There's no question about that. Some people, so when people ask me like, what's part of the course, right? I don't reveal any secrets in the course, nothing like that. It's all new information, it's all new content. But the whole point of the course, for those that always ask, the whole point of the entire course is to just expedite, for me to act as a catalyst for me to share in a structured format everything it is that you need to know and that I know about the stock market and what has led to my success. So it's kind of just like if I don't know, like riding a bike. Eventually, if no one has ever taught you, it's just going to take you maybe, let's say if you're a toddler and you've never ridden a bike, and you see that people are riding bikes, and some people can do it well and some people can't, right? But then you want to teach yourself, and you go and you do it. It's just going to take you a little bit longer. But if someone that knows how to ride a bike can teach you how to do it, the overall time and the amount of mistakes that you might make is going to be reduced, right? Because the overall time, like time is money, and that's where like these courses and these lesson libraries come into play. So I'm not even saying like you guys don't have to invest into my course or anything like that, but just invest in whatever it is that you see value in. Obviously, we have thousands of members within Learn, Plan, Profit that I've been able to assist and act as a catalyst for their success. But you only work well with people that you resonate well with. So if you're someone that if I'm someone that you see value in, then great, check it out. Invest 30 seconds, click that first link, and see why we have one of the highest success rates for course groups, right? We focus on swing trading mainly, right? We focus on consistent growth, and we focus on growing your account on a consistent basis. And that's what it's all about. I know, Vendi. So I did, or what is that? Very funny. So Ricky, don't sleep on ticker symbol IO. I know it hit $30 today. I was following up with it. So congrats to all those that were calling that out. Yeah, definitely. So let's do something. So, and you guys can see all these people that are posting like their own experience about like if any of you guys are tuning in and you guys are part of the course, be sure to share your honest opinion about it. I have nothing. I've heard nothing but positive things. I swear. That's why I'm so like. It's because you also get to work with me on a daily basis. So it's not just like the course and you're on your own, right? You get to speak to me and work with me, and you guys get to watch me trade live every single morning. So it's not like, oh, I'm just supposedly this guru that gives you access to this information and then you're on your own. No, you get to work with me and ask me questions every single day because the market's always changing, and I'm trading every single day, Monday through Friday, at least when the market's open, and that's what it's all about. So what did you swing trade, bro? I swung trade JDST. So I just showed my profits. This video will re-upload after I'm done going live. All right. So yeah, LPP teaches you how to fish. The course is amazing. I just started about a week ago. Thank you again, Ricky. I love the LPP. It's so straightforward. The lessons are short and to the point. Time to make money. The course is the best. The course. There we go. And you guys can look at my overall success rate for trading. You guys can invest if you guys can. Just go through the series of videos. This entire year, I've only closed 2 red trades. And other than that, I've been focusing on very consistent just growth, right? I'm trying to focus much more on reducing the amount of positions that I take throughout the week because I'm very busy, just like many of you guys, right? And I want to make sure that my trading lifestyle can accommodate, or my trading kind of like just my trading experience can accommodate my my overall lifestyle. And that's a really cool thing about what it is that we do. We break down patterns, we set up plans, and then we do like risk management on which one makes most sense to us, that offers the biggest, the golden ratio is what we call it, the highest potential for profit in correlation to the potential for loss. And that's what it's all about. So, yep, I like that. So that is pretty much it, guys. For all those that have any questions about breakdowns or anything like that, again, please, there's 3 things. I want to leave you guys with 3 things because I think you guys can answer all your questions with technical analysis. I tend to focus on the 180-day pattern, right? 180-day 4-hour charts. So ask yourself 3 questions. Is the stock that you are trading actively trending up on the 180-day EMA? Is the overall pattern ascending or is it a horizontal pattern? If it's not, that's a potential red flag. The second thing is, do you understand the pattern? Meaning, let me show you an example. Something like TELL, right? TEL, what do I mean? Do I understand the pattern? When something is actively trending up, so this has been actively trending up and it's been holding above this EMA line. So how do I know if I invest in TELL and it has a pullback? Pullbacks are inevitable. Even if I take a position right now and it pulls back to even about like 960, I will still hold my position. And the reason why is because the pattern is still relevant. It's still ascending uptrend pattern. It's still staircasing up above this EMA line. But again, and obviously 1024 would not be a good buy. I would try to get in closer to the EMA because again, that's most likely where it's going to try to bounce at. But understanding that, hey, something is actively trending up, great. I'm going to try to get in close to the EMA and I need to make sure that it continues to hold above this line. And if it starts to trend and starts to curl and then break below the EMA line, that's a break of pattern. That's when I would want to either cover profits or cut losses. So make sure that you understand the pattern that you are trading to understand when there's a break of pattern that you could cut losses or cover profits. The other thing that I want to ask yourself, the last thing is the margin of profit worth it? Something like CPG. CPG is so overextended that although it is actively trending up, looking at how overextended it is, you need to understand the support and resistance level, where it normally trades at. And if you see that it's really overextended, meaning that there's not much more margin for profit based on previous patterns, then you have to ask yourself, is this a good deal? And is the margin of profit worth it? And if it's not, then again, another red flag. Again, ask yourself, is it actively trending up? Do you understand the overall pattern? And would you be able to cut losses or cover profits if there's a break of pattern? And then the last thing is the margin of profit worth it? Keep it super simple. There's so many people that are asking so many like breakdown questions and stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Do your own technical analysis. You guys are all capable people. Do your own technical analysis. Do your own breakdowns and make sure that you understand what it is that you're investing in. You don't need if you really need confirmation from me, feel free to direct message me within the TechBuild Solutions or Learn Plan Profit Discord chat. But I can encourage you, I've covered multiple videos talking about these patterns. I just need you guys to understand. John Lee, if you put NVCN one more time, I'm going to block you. Okay, thank you. So, all right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for teaching us how to fish. I have been strictly not taking positions when I do my own DD on the callouts. I love that. And that's one of the biggest recommendations that I could also have for all those that are just getting started. Learn to say no more than you say yes when it comes down to taking positions. Just because the market is so accessible does not mean that you should be trading everything. Again, 95% of the people in the market lose money. What is it that 5% of those people are doing? They understand patterns, they understand how to find good deals, and they are patient. Be patient. Again, there's not all these like things that are going to be popping up. Be patient, be picky, be a quality investor. Forget what everyone else is trading. Forget what everyone else is encouraging you to trade. Only trade what you understand and what you see value in. And if you're not there yet and you don't understand, that's all part of the game. Dedicate more time to learn about patterns, and it's going to take time, sometimes longer than others. Don't ask me how long it's going to take. Don't ask me like what I expect for you to and how long it's going to take you to make a certain amount. It's all different for others. So just understand that it's going to take time. Be consistent. Don't overwhelm yourself, and let your passion be what drives your success. All right, guys, we're already at 25 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go grab some lunch or breakfast. It's 9:08 a.m. Thank you guys again for tuning in. If you guys can give the video a thumbs up, that would let me know that you guys like this video. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Friday. Stay safe. We'll see you during our Sunday Stock Talk. If you guys haven't subscribed already, we'd greatly appreciate it. And like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take